Have you ever gone back to something that was destroying you? A relationship you knew was toxic, a habit you promised to quit, a version of yourself you swore you had outgrown, and yet, somehow, you returned. Why? What if I told you something disturbing? The most terrifying prison is not the one built around you, but the one you helped build yourself. That is what the devil really represents. Not evil, not demons, not bad luck, and definitely not some dark force waiting to ruin your life. That's the easy interpretation. But easy interpretations are usually the wrong ones, because the devil is far more disturbing than that. It is not a monster outside of you. It is the part of you that wants comfort more than freedom. Think about that. How many times have you stayed somewhere painful simply because it was familiar? How many times have you chosen temporary comfort over painful growth? How many times have you told yourself, just one more time, tomorrow I'll change. Next week, I'll stop. Be honest, because this is where the devil lives. Most people look at the devil card and think they understand it. The horns, the chains, the darkness. Two human figures standing beneath something terrifying. At first glance, the message seems obvious. Captivity, corruption, fear. But look closer. No, closer. The chains around their necks are loose. They are not locked in place. They could leave at any moment, but they don't. And that changes everything. Because this card is not about imprisonment. It is about voluntary captivity. And that is what makes it terrifying. Imagine someone trapped in a toxic relationship. They know they are being manipulated. They know they are being hurt. Friends tell them to leave. Family tells them to leave. Even they know they should leave, but they stay. Why? Because pain can become familiar, and familiarity can start to feel safer than freedom. Or maybe your devil is not a person. Maybe it's your phone, scrolling at 2 a.m., knowing you should sleep, knowing tomorrow will be harder, but staying anyway. Maybe it's validation, checking who liked your post, waiting for approval, letting strangers decide your worth. Maybe it's procrastination, telling yourself you work better under pressure, while secretly building anxiety. See what's happening? This is no longer about tarot. This is about you. Psychologically, the devil reflects something deeply human. Self-sabotage, compulsion, attachment. The shadow, not evil, just the hidden parts of ourselves we do not want to face. The part that whispers, stay where it's safe, take the easier pleasure, avoid discomfort, change later. There is something frightening about that, because monsters are easy to fight. But what do you do when the thing trapping you sounds like your own voice? That is where the devil becomes terrifying, because real captivity rarely feels dramatic. It feels reasonable, comfortable, temporary. That extra hour, that one message, that last chance, that harmless habit, until suddenly, months are gone, years are gone, and you wonder how you ended up here. Now look at the symbolism again. The horns, primitive instinct, raw appetite, the part of us that seeks immediate reward. The chains, dependency, psychological attachment, conditioning, the naked figures, human vulnerability, the stripped down self. No status, no titles, no masks, just desire, just fear, and darkness, the unconscious, the hidden corners of the mind we avoid exploring. This is why The devil has survived for so long because it tells a truth people recognize immediately, not intellectually, emotionally. Some of the strongest prisons in life have no walls, no guards, no locks, only habits, patterns, stories. Stories like, this is just who I am. I can't change. It's too late. Maybe this is enough. And maybe the most dangerous story of all. At least this feels familiar. Let me ask you something. What are you still chained to? A person? An identity? A fear? A habit? A comfort zone? An old wound? What keeps pulling you back, even when you know better? Because maybe the devil is not punishment. Maybe it is revelation, a mirror, a symbol that forces you to see what you are still choosing. And that is uncomfortable. Because if the chains were always loose, then escape was never impossible. And if escape was possible, then responsibility returns to you. That's the real emotional weight of this card. Not fear, responsibility. Because fate is easier to blame. Demons are easier to blame. Bad luck is easier to blame. But your own choices? That's harder. That's painful. That requires honesty. And honesty is where transformation begins. So no, the devil is not evil. It is attachment, compulsion, fear, disguised as comfort. The hidden agreement between the version of you that wants freedom and the version of you that is terrified of it. Maybe the real question was never, what does the devil card mean? Maybe the real question is, what am I still choosing to remain chained to? Because if the devil represents attachment, then death represents what happens when attachment finally ends. And for many people, that is even more terrifying.